cool to see that. But on the strategist front, we've seen just about everything. But guys, we're going into an electric first matchup here. You guys have come to see greatness. Well, we've got the greatest 100 Thieves versus Boom Crew. Who is Boom Crew, Mazel?
Well, Boom Crew is a team that I will say 100 Thieves have a good eye on coming into it. I know I was talking to the manager of 100 Thieves. They were saying that Boom Crew was one of the 2 NA teams that they felt like should have been in that last invitational, or at least were good enough to be there, but did not make it. And now, after hearing about some scrims maybe going a little bit awry between these two, I feel like 100 Thieves definitely have their work cut out for them for Boom Crew coming onto them. And we're already through the picks and protects going through, at least the bans and protects. We already have the Adam Warlock banned away, as well as the Luna. We have the protect of the Raccoon and the Star-Lord, and final ban of the Hella there on the side of Boom Crew.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, listen, we knew these bans were going to come from 100 Thieves. They always get rid of Adam. They get rid of Loki a ton, and they don't want to deal with Delina and the Hella. Obviously, if you guys don't know, 100 Thieves, they did win the Invitational, the last major competition that we had here in Marvel Rivals, so they are the team to beat. They often don't lose. They only lost a couple of matches here. FlyQuest giving them their best competition, but can Boom Crew come up and rise to the task here? And we've got ourselves pretty interesting pick. Exactly what I kind of thought here with Loki being gone. We got the Harvey there on Invisible Woman, and yeah, this will be a good one here. A little bit of a close matchup.
Dude, I'm actually really stoked here for the Fraud Storm setup. He was able to play that in the last round as well. See what kind of situation they can pull this one out with. But I think you have a pretty tried and true setup for 100 Thieves and what's been successful. I mean, both these teams have been undefeated in their runs so far in the upper bracket, and I think that speaks to the volume of what these guys can bring out.
Yeah, absolutely. Boom Crew is actually one of the teams that did play a good amount of Vanguards, triple Vanguards, but, you know, you don't want to run that against 100 Thieves. They have that figured out. Midtown, Mazel was tough for 100 Thieves at first in that invitational, and then they kind of began to conquer the map. People have their strengths, their weaknesses here. They are going to be ready to defend first. Boom Crew set to attack. Here we go.
All right, they're going to get a nice little early setup here. I like the level play that 100 Thieves are approaching the early part here, but we got to see if Fraud now going over here with this Star-Lord is going to be able to provide any pressure onto the back line.
Yep, TTK getting a nice little poke damage here as they take this high ground, trying to initiate pressure here as we have Boom Crew getting a nice little push to begin with. Delina getting constant pressure. Yeah, it was Psylocke there in the back. Nice to get that nice building of the ultimate, and Delina oftentimes goes to Psylocke on this map as they're forced to push out here, and they're getting a nice traction on that point to begin this thing, Mazel.
I really like the space being created by Monster right now. They're pushing so far up this first phase. They are going to get a nice little wall off here, though, but really well done with the space provided from 100 Thieves. They're backing off a little bit. Maybe an engage coming through here as they push forward.
Yeah, Terra already has that ultimate Kraken Impact ready to go. We got the shields up. Noodle throwing up the ult right away. Velocity also getting that ultimate and getting the pick on Delina as a rocket. Hello, neighbor. But SGP does get that res. They both have the rocket. DRB device ready to go. Here comes the Kraken Impact. Terra throwing it down. It's just like the Invitational, picking up where we left off. Terra taking down Groot. Terra taking down all. And Harvey finishing off Fraud. Now, not a bad first little push there. Quick to the ultimates, but they were able to get the job done.
How many times did we hear again in a row? That's what we just got a simulator of there. Love to see the preemptive aggro from both of these guys, Terra and Vibrato, as now they're going to try to get the repush here. It's still very difficult with the siege that Boom Crew are having to deal with moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. And they didn't use too much to stop, right? They still have Vinny's ultimate. They can get Delina's Psylocke they're using right now with the Groot. The prison. And there it is. They get an easy, oh my goodness, a beautiful combo kill there. And just, I mean, that is exactly what you're looking for. And Terra able to get back up to 62% on the Kraken Impact. I mean, they're still almost locked and loaded for the next fight. And if you look at Boom Crew, I mean, they maybe have Magneto. That's about it coming up here.
But you're going to have the response on the other side as well with TTK. They're going to keep this pressure up, push them, keep this tempo going, and maybe even look for some more kills. Delina!
Wow. Delina just going right into the action, not afraid of anything here as Vinny wants some more of the fight. He wants to come to him. He's throwing up a nice little wall there to get his team a little bit of space, pushing back, resetting up on the payload. The aggression's on maximum. We have Boom Crew with 3 ults ready to go. Magneto Meteor, and we've got the Invisible Boundary. They're going to look to push with this, but they've got a lot of ultimates to respond with. Kraken Impact going down immediately. Here comes the Meteor. more, and it's no connection as 100 Thieves is able to dodge it all. TTK looking to respond with the meteor himself. He's going up, he's throwing it down, and he's got himself, well, it could have been the pick that Vinny got.
Oh my god, he went legendary, and he's going Galactic Legend here as well. Finds more picks too, and he's going spin to win as well. Fraud! We were looking for this guy to pop up on the day, and he's trying to keep Boom Crew in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, the very definition of it, it was looking rough for Boom Crew there, and Fraud just took it into his own hands. He went absolute legendary, as you just said, and this guy's able to really float between a lot of heroes. Storm, Psylocke, Star-Lord. Huge play on the Star-Lord there. That gave them life, because goodness, it was looking rough there for them at the beginning of this fight. 100 Thieves looking to use Imprison and the Lina combo like they just used to set up for the first match here.
Really good BRB set up there as well. They are going to have a really nice push moving around this cornerstone in the mid of this phase, and they're using this with the Strangling Prison already going through. Really nice wall defensively from 100 Thieves, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They're getting some setups here. Dance of the Butterflies on the back line, though, as they might be able to clean this one up to get the defense going, and they push Boom Crew off of the point. Delena answers with his own aggressiveness.
Yeah, Delena wasn't able to capitalize on the prison, but he's like, you know what? I don't need it. I'm just going to go with the double tap with the Psylocke. Nice eliminations there. And Vinny ready to go. Terra has theirs on lock. I mean, this is going to be beautiful as Delena has just been cleaning up. This has been his Psylocke map. He's usually loving the hella. It was banned. Psylocke here is a great play from him, though.
Really, really nice awareness of the space here, but we're going to see the re-push now. Boom Crew needing to find a way in. Going to use the walls to get some advantage here, but 100 Thieves with the Strangling Prison.
Yeah, beautiful there as 100 Thieves. Terra's going down, but he's not able to get a lot going after Monster was able to get the pick there. Here's the other legendary coming from Fraud, but he's not going to find a connection. Harvey with the beautiful push away and the seal from Delena, but Vibroto able to get the elimination on Delena, and this is going to help them push a little bit. They have a long way to go, only 1 minute and 44 seconds left, and right now Favor is going to lean slightly towards Boom Crew with the ultimate game. Vibroto about to have Kraken impact. Here we go.
They're going to see if they can get the reset there. Strangling Prison as well. He's going to go with that reset. And again, he's looking for more. Finding another one, maybe getting close to bubble. Able to protect those so he can't get any more resets. But 100 Thieves have been pushed back so far.
Yeah, absolutely here. I mean, they've got enough, though, to get something going. Everyone kind of doubts the Rocket Ultimate, but you can use it to push back the support ultimates. And here it goes. Can he land? This is going to be a big one to hit, and it's unable to connect. That's going to be a huge miss there, as they're going to need that to get through this point. But we do have plenty of support to keep them up. Here it comes.
They got everything being used. Invisible Boundary has already been there. Meteor Vim is there as well. Spin to winning is Fraud. Now, Strangling Prison is available there for Vinny. He's going to pop it. They got multiple on it. And there you go. Again and again and again and again. Terra has been a monster here on this Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Terra doesn't know any word. Bucky doesn't know word. No quit, no nothing. Just again, over and over. Beautiful as we hit the rewind button, seeing it again and again. And Terra just doing what they do best. Now, they used all their ultimates on that push. It was definitely worth it, I think, as there's only 30 seconds left. And there's nothing on Boom Crew's side as well. So this is just going to come down to pure, raw aim talent. The portal going
look
in
at
out and
this.
getting the fight. This is going to be tough.
They're going to just drop right in here as well. I think they do have a little bit of proof to move. Delena's already gone, too, here. Oh, they got the BRB.
Yeah, nice trade there as both duelists going down, and they spawned a little bit closer. Vibroto and Monster getting a big Fraud, capitalizing Monster as well. And that was a massive win for the team. The double wall and the second points. That was just like point one. It was looking towards 100 Thieves, and then the momentum went towards Boom Crew, able to get things going. Wow, I'm impressed.
Monster is like a pendulum on this Groot. As soon as he finds those big strangly prisons, it just offsets the entirety of 100 Thieves. Now they have so much free push here because the reset is so far back from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have seen 100 Thieves hold almost all teams just on that first point here. So them able to get this kind of push has been impressive. Now, Vibroto does have that correct impact, and I would use it right away because there's going to be nothing to respond to it here. Harvey, a little bit invisible boundary, but we're going to have Canoodle with it to respond. They can combine it there with the Kraken impact. Right now, though, just going into the dogfight. Fraud with the electric aim did not miss a pellet, taking out the Delena.
Fraud is making such a massive difference here this game on this Star-Lord. He's just constantly providing pressure, and there we go. We end up getting the kickoff.
Yeah, beautiful there. We do have the BRB is being used on Vinny, though. Terra taking out Fraud, though, their most elite player. That's going to be the key pick there, but Fraud coming right back into the fight. Here it is. Can they get the massive combo?
I don't know if they can get it, though. It's chaos, and they're starting to lose bodies from 100 Thieves. Terra is gone. But you do have the nice setup from Delena with the Dance of the Butterfly over on the back line here, too, trying to take down Canoodle. He can't get him. He's down.
Oh, my. Did you see Noodle there with the dancing shield able to outdance the Butterfly? That was insane protection for the Invisible Woman, and they had no strategy soul to respond. The only response right now is desperation as they're trying to get in, trying to get the stop going. Fraud, though, going full Galactic Legend without the Legend, taking down Harvey. Now we have Vinny down SJP, and this point's going to Boom Crew.
They got it, and that is a huge push. As you said, 100 Thieves have been so good at holding people on this map, and the fact that Boom Crew just blew through them there, not only that early pressure on that first phase push, but then the continued phase after that reset in that halfway point. Really, really nice heads-up plays from Boom Crew.
I don't think I saw them suffer this bad on Midtown to start. And listen, 100 Thieves, they talked about it. This was a little bit of a matchup they were slightly looking at, and it is rising to the test. Boom Crew, if you don't know, guys, is just one of the best that were not in that invitational. So, you know, this is a surprise to some, but people who know Boom Crew, they knew that they could get the job done. 100 Thieves is going to have a electric offense here not to take a first loss in the series.
And now we're getting set up to see if that response can be there. We got Fraud right back on the Star-Lord. I think a massive performance from him, trying to find a way to kind of deal with this Star-Lord is something I love. That little moment about the halfway point where Delena and Fraud were just going at it in mid-air. I want to see that kind of response come through if they can kind of shut him down.
I can't believe Delena didn't get the kills or eliminations with Sidelock, because he was able to get them kind of soloed out, and he had everything he wanted there, and then it was unable to get the full connection. But beautiful job. You know, they're going against the big, bad 100 Thieves, and way to just not be intimidated at all, right? And just go in, play loose, play fun. Boom Crew now on the defense. 100 Thieves looking for an aggressive offense, and this is going to be a good one.
All right, they're going to push around the corner. They actually get him down. He's going to have to walk right back up the root stairs. But this is where we've been seeing the push come through on multiple teams. They're trying to get as much pressure on the left side of this fight while they're pushing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen a lot of 100 Thieves usually actually liking this upper ground to go with. And there's a lot of space given from 100 Thieves to Boom Crew during this initial, but they're not letting them get that space as easy nearly. And by Bruno with the huge pick, Delena going down yet again. Delena going to have to play a bit more safe here, taking some early picks and unable to get, but beautiful hook there from Terra. Fraud come back and hooked them, ready for the elimination.
I mean, he's just grabbed him out of the sky. I said I wanted to see them have to deal with Fraud. Well, they just did. And now they're getting a little bit of a similar push to what Boom Crew had on that first go.
Yeah, there's the Kraken impact coming down. They're not going to have any response to this yet, but they are. There it is. There's the invisible bouncer to stop 100 Thieves. He did get one nice little pick, and it's an important pick on Rocket because the BRB device is now going to be completely gone for a little. Delena going in immediately with the Dance of the Butterflies, taking down the first, taking down the second. Terra finishing the back, and there it is, a complete team wipe. Maybe no, escape a little bit, but they're going to be able to get plenty of push here on that first point.
Had Terra and Delena tearing it up here so far. I love the reservation on the Kraken Impact resets there from Terra, just to make sure that things were being controlled. They had set up. BRB device is going to be taken down by Delena on the side, so this next push maybe even a little bit more difficult. Looks like Boom Crew want to back off.
Yeah, just reset. They're looking to reset. They're not trying to portal in and get things going. I mean, we've seen a lot of teams do that, but I think they thought best play there was just to allow everything to run its course. Here we go. They're going in immediately, though, with the aggression. Monster going down with the Kraken Impact, seeing if they can pull it together. Fraud going to wait for them, probably getting a bit more open space before Galactic Legend, but I love how they opened up with an immediate combo wombo, but unable to get connections.
There's the return Strangling Prison, though. They actually try to get something going. Meteor Bim is going to be utilized. Vibrato trying to find a side lane fight on this one, but he's able to pop shots. Oh my God. The defense is actually coming through for Boom Crew. He's going to pull Terra out too. Gets the kill, double there, and a triple. Look at him pop off here.
Vibrato, welcome to the pro play. Just absolutely going head to head with some of the best duelists we've seen in the game. We're not getting a lot of meteor connections here from the Magneto, but doesn't matter because they're able to get the rest of the job done. And it seems like either Fraud, Vibrato, someone's stepping up to the task here against 100 Thieves we're talking about.
Dude, that's what's so insane. I know you were talking to one of the players beforehand. They were like, oh no, Boom Crew is going to be perfectly fine. The manager had a little bit of a different say, but now we see that Boom Crew actually is one of these teams that can push 100 Thieves. We'll see if they can do it to fruition, though. This next push is incoming.
Plenty to do here, too. They've got the invisible boundary. They can connect with the Kraken Impact. They can go with the rocket and getting plenty of that 40% damage to help them out. And this is what we're going to see, though, the response from Boom Crew right away. My goodness, they are just not letting anything set up there. And the aggression is what I want to highlight early there, because it's just non-stop from the Boom Crew.
They just took down 100 Thieves yet again. I mean, Delena has to play this backside of the fight, but can't really find an entrance, and then now you have to reset the fight yet again. This is the third reset of this push in this similar place for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. There was not a lot of times we saw this amount of team wipes from 100 Thieves, at least the Invitational. So it's going to, definitely a true test here in the Marvel Rival Championship. Different day, different game. Here we go. TTK ready, playing on controller, has the meteor, going up with the meatball, and going down, unable to connect, though, unfortunately, and having used that bubble, which is going to open up plenty of time for the aggression to start yet again. Frog getting that pick on Terra.
Oh, he
the monster going in, and gets the Vinny, and Vibrato going down from Delena, but it might be too little too late.
It was maybe a little bit of a Groot diff there. Delena is able to clean up house here and get the push started up. This is that backline access you want with the Psylocke. Oh my God!
What a dodge, invis, and elimination on the rocket. And we're seeing that the duelists are coming back from the BRB, and then they're able to snowball from there. Like 100 Thieves almost lost, then Taro came back and was able to do his thing. That rocket elimination, Mazel, is so important.
It really is. Just being able to take that off the table, but now also have that preemptive pressure on that next push. As we're looking at it right now, they are trying to get the aggressive nature of this one, but Meteor Vent's coming down.
And there's that meatball again, not able to connect, unfortunately. Plenty of pressure. Delena is getting eliminated, coming back from that BRB device, and right away we've got the arm and Dangerous coming down from Terra, and nothing of it, which is going to be tough. Only 1 minute and 35 seconds left on the clock. Monster going in with the aggression again. There's the imprison, but they do have a response. Hari popping up that boundary. Huge relief there, taking out Canoodle in the process. But Fraud trading with Delena again, and Terra taking down Fraud. This is looking to go 100 Thieves away, but that spawn is that much closer for Boom Crew.
It is. They're going to have a quick respawn. I like the time they're buying in the corner here just to get the rest of the team back in. But now there's a problem because you're going to start getting staggered back and forth, and the push could be that much stronger from 100 Thieves.
Man, 100 Thieves, they just don't have a weakness. If Dylan is having a slightly off game, then you've got, bam, right then and there, Terra, the 1-2. There's not a 1 and a B. There's a 1A, 1B, not a 1 and a 2 is what I meant to say. They're both just fantastic as duelists.
It's been really fun to watch them kind of come into their own. I know this team, very experienced together and very much the kind of a squad of friends in a dream here, and making it come true with a lot of the performances we've gotten from them recently. But now they got a tough push against Boom Crew to finish this one off and try to tie it up.
I mean, this is such a way to open up the tournament, Mazel. I mean, what a great effort here against 100 Thieves, as Vinny plenty have enough in the tank. Vinny getting that ultimate going up, about to go down. Delena with the elimination on Fraud. That's going to slow things down a ton, as Velocity, though, does bring him back with the BRB. Delena going in immediately with that Dance of the Butterflies, unable to get much going there because of that boundary, but wow, that was close.
It was very close. Now Strangling Prison going in a little preemptively there. Meteor Event going to be used into the invisible boundary. Still gets the kill and the snipe. That's massive here. We'll see if it actually makes a little bit of a difference with that BRB coming through. Kraken Impact could be utilized by Terra, trying to get the reset. Does get his, going in for more.
That's going to be, I knew it from the first elimination that it was going to be something to see. Nice patience there from Terra backing up. And Terra didn't get that last Kraken Impact to make an impact. That one certainly is going to give him plenty to push here. Not a lot of ultimates, so they're going to try to speed this up. Here comes the aggression from Boom Crew right away. Monster going in with the prison right into what we would expect is a Kraken Impact from Vibrato, but they're holding on to a great patience here, Mazel.
Yeah, at least try to hold on for as long as they can. Get this minute down a little bit more, realizing they might just go to overtime. But Terra is going to sit them down here. Got the reset. Big shot out of the sky. Terra is meaning business here, Cozy.
Terra is just making this Midtown his home court advantage. He absolutely played phenomenal. Shut down not only the other duelists, but able to stop the ultimates, and really did well to keep the team as the unified, honestly, unified confidence going forward. There's a couple times they struggled a bit, but the snowball always came to end there with Terra. Not going to see much changes up here, but we are going to be going into the next round. This is going to be a tight one, man. Both teams making it all the way to the finish.
Yeah, it has to go this way. I feel like between these teams, when you get a lot of the storyline coming through for 100 Thieves, but as well as maybe the unknown factor from Boom Crew making their own come up within the scene itself. But being able to push 100 Thieves that strongly in that first one gives me confidence that we're going to have a very contested kind of overtime situation here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, oftentimes the underdogs, they fuel themselves by being underdogs and saying that, you know, who are they? Well, they're going to show you who they are, and they're already doing it. Honestly, even if they lose this map, the respect immediately, I think, from plenty of people that watch the Invitational, they're like, okay, Boom Crew, you guys are showing up against one of the best. So 3-3 here, 20 seconds in. What do you think 100 Thieves is going to look to do here on defense versus the first time?
The last time around, they pressured very early in that second level floor up there. I think it worked out, but then they seceded a ton of space on the actual pushing side of things. So maybe trying to shore that up here a little bit and figure out how they can keep that early push from being so devastating.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. I mean, I think they just gave like almost the entire first quarter for free here as they wanted to keep that high ground advantage. Delina in that back again. They already spotted him. Look at them knowing exactly where that Psylocke is going to be. Delina usually tricky with the flanks, unable to stay in the shadows that time as they are pushing down, trying to get nice little poke damage, building up the ults pretty fast here. TTK already 40%. Delina just constant pressure from the back there with the nice poke damage, and he's trying to get that pressure on Vibrato.
And you don't want to commit to go up there to face Delina because you need to keep pushing as a team. You need to keep this meatball strong.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, great point there. They need to stay together, and if they start getting separated, that's where things go down. Terra almost going down, but able to stay alive. That's massive for them, but does ultimately goes down. Vinny, though, trades with the Magneto. That's going to be a much more important pick. Both BRBs coming together here. There's only 9 seconds, 8 seconds. TTK first up with the ultimate, has the Meteor ready to go. Delina, though, taken down Monty. That's going to be a tough loss here. They're forced to use the support ultimates early, and this is going to be rough for them.
There's the invisible boundary pop there. They're trying to give all they can to get this one. Resets maybe coming through again and again. Terra's right back on his same grind. He's looking to take down the Galactic Legend, and they do. This might be the final push of Boom Crew here. We're going to have to see if they can live any longer. They've switched to the Venom to try to get over there.
Yeah, unfortunately, just slight staggering there ended up, you know, ultimately costing them. And Fraud yet again tried Mazel to get that, you know, legendary push, getting a 4-piece, but unable. Terra, this time he's like, fool me once, okay, fool me twice, not gonna happen. So nice little hold there. This is gonna be, I mean, they would need, I would already be losing my mind if they were able to hold on to what they just did. This is gonna be a tough time to defend from 100 Thieves.
I mean, their positioning on this one's gonna have to be so different, right? Because you literally have to stop them point blank on that first phase of push. So I'm very much looking to see an aggressive stature from Boom Crew in the defensive nature, and this is a heck of a way to start off our best of 5. We have so many games left to play, but we have 100 Thieves kind of realizing the respect is needed against Boom Crew.
Oh yeah, you can bet that they're going to shore up some things here, because just first game in the set here, they got to win 2 more against them if they do end up taking this one home. But yeah, I agree. I think we're going to see a lot of aggression from Boom Crew, try to get that ultimate charge up early and then try to snowball from there, because if they don't, it's just going to end up being the reverse there. But that's what's tough a bit against going someone who is elite at Psylocke, because Delina is just able to get so much pressure on your backline, and then you're forced to at least give some attention, if not, you know, all of it, and commit somebody to it. And that is probably one of the best things about Delina and why he likes Psylocke on this specific map.
It just provides so much pressure, man. Like you see there, the entirety of Boom Crew had to watch their left side, but nobody can commit to that fight. But here we go. This is the 100 Thieves push, trying to make something happen to take this map 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Here as SJP getting that BRB device in a nice little spot there. And I'm sure they have all their spots locked and loaded as they're taking the fight to the high ground right away. TTK getting some early poke damage, but getting pushed back. We have Vinny on the right side, so kind of this triangular attack here as they're getting a lot of pressure on them early, forcing them, trying to get them to drop off the bridge. Who drops first?
Yeah.
Well, TTK does, unfortunately, as he's now forced to go on the low ground, and that's going to take everyone else with him.
We're already over halfway to the point, too. It looks like Boom Crew are just trying to commit to this upper left side of it, but the point is being pushed. We are very close. They're going to have to make their stand here. The Sia is going to be there if they can pop it to get some more damage, but the resets are needed.
Yeah, Terra's going to look to pop this Kraken impact right away, and he does, taking down the Magneto. Here comes the group going down, and then the rest are going to fold. Oh, wait, so Vibroto with the answer to Terra. That's actually huge, and they have Canoodle's invisible boundary to give some bit of aggression back. Vibroto taking down the Lina as well. That's a massive pick, but TTK trading Vinny's taking. The Vanguards are putting this in their own hands, but Fraud able to take down Harvey. That's a massive hit, but Vinny, wow, look at these Vanguard duelists.
Look at him, he's trying. Oh, that's gonna be it for map number 1. 100 Thieves will end up taking the victory there and move up to 1-0. What a start to this one, though. I mean, hey, they gave us a run for the money of 100 Thieves.
Call it, yeah, call it plot armor, call it destiny. 100 Thieves able to get that one done. But that was, listen, we talked about a lot in the Invitational about, you know, if you can make them bleed, you know that you're able to close in and do the rest. And 51 eliminations from Terra. We saw it there, pretty evident. A great match from him. Again, he's just able to keep that momentum going. And Terra, just one of the best in the duelist department, as we see and take a look at the stats here. 33 final hits, 50,000 damage on Bucky is absurd, Mazel.
And you just look at the other side for Vibrato, right? They were accomplishing the same thing in a lot of cases. They were also using the Kraken impacts at the same, but it's that efficiency, it's that decision making from Terra that just makes him so good, and why, as the premier duelist, at least with alongside Delena, these guys are so terrifying in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really just showcasing what they do best here. And it was cool to see, though, a little bit of fight going. And guys, a lot of cool matchups that we just saw. Let's go ahead and relive the action and check out the highlights. All right, guys, welcome back. After that electrifying matchup, Boom Crew, 100 Thieves, we saw 50k damage from Terra. If it wasn't the duelist, we saw it was the Vanguards, and it was an awesome first way to kick this thing off, man.
Yeah, it really was. We got to see 100 Thieves putting their paces a little bit. That first push by Boom Crew, that's something we typically didn't see in Midtown very often, like you were mentioning earlier. And so trying to see now if Boom Crew can rekindle some of that momentum moving forward as well.
Yeah, and listen, we've seen like reverse sweeps, and what a good team does great is they adjust well. They look at maybe what was the flaw, the weakness, and it kind of looks like we already saw that, a bit of adjustment even in between rounds as we head into Yggdrasil's path. This is one of 100 Thieves' favorite maps of Boom Crew. I've yet to see on it. They're going in right away. They just don't want to deal with Delena and Hela. They'd rather the Psylocke. They'd rather maybe Namor, as we got our first ban coming from Boom Crew.
I'm wondering exactly what they want to go for here. I think it is important to think about what 100 Thieves want to take away from this. It's going to be the Warlock right now, but now is it going to be the Magneto they save? Is it the Rocket? We'll wait to see what they end up going for.
Yeah, so they're just going to get rid of the triple res right away. We actually saw Boom Crew do a little bit of that in their first bit of matchups. Again, they did do a lot of triple Vanguard. I think the Loki band's going to come out here for sure because they do like the triple Vanguards. They get the Rocket Protect, though, and this is something that was adapted not just a week ago. It's cool to see.
I really been appreciating the Rocket. Also, the BRB is just so fun, man. I mean, not to the enemy team, but when both sides have it, it's perfectly fine. You just get a whole nother body in there. It is the Star-Lord Protect right now, though, by Boom Crew.
Yeah, it allows the BRB just allows more aggression, right? Because if you make a mistake, if you get picked, no big deal. It is important kind of who does get picked, but Luna is going to be taken away from SJP. SJP, they're already protected Rocket, so they're fine with that. And you know, perhaps we see a little bit of maybe a dive, but I know that Namor does a lot against Fraud if he were to go that route. Loki being banned, exactly what we thought. Again, mainly Loki just crazy good, but also helps enable the triple Vanguard way too much.
Well, and I love some of the respect being paid from both sides in terms of the research done for what these teams really function off of. The SGJP Luna is legendary, it feels like at this point, but now we're going to take a look at what the comps are exactly panning out to be. Definitely seems like a very similar composition for 100 Thieves to start it out.
Like Fraud on the potential Squirrel Girl. Obviously, I don't
Okay.
give too much credit to the offense picks until we land it. They like to sometimes troll us casters. But if we do see it, I would not be surprised because Squirrel is insanely good for a lot of pressure on this map. I
Yeah.
do see it struggling if Delina is honestly going to go for the Psylocke. We didn't see him play Psylocke on this map all too much, about one match in the Invitational. But he'll be able to really put Fraud in a tough situation. But if he's unable to collapse, Fraud is going to be able to just rain down the acorns.
We're headed on to the map now, and it could be more excited to see what Boom Crew can give us here with that little bit of a different take on this one, as long as Fraud does stay on that Squirrel Girl. And it's funny, we were literally talking about Squirrel Girl before this series even started off air, talking about the old days when Squirrel Girl was super rampant in those early days of Marvel Rivals. But now, with these angles, looking for a lot of AoE, looking for a lot of sustained damage from Boom Crew.
Yeah, look at Frog going with the Scarlet Witch. We're going to get the
Let's
sword coming out.
go.
Nope, there it is to the Starlet.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
You got to get the
control.
sword, man. Magneto's sword is OP.
The opening, Vibrato, they're trying to get an early hook. Terra in response, going to go for the hook. 2 hooks, 2 misses as they continue that poke damage and head around this corner actually pretty fast. The Groot going full aggression. Loving the way Monster plays Groot here. Again, just full on gas, no brakes as they're pushing around this first corner. This is the first tough choke here, Mazel.
It is, and I think there is really good range play coming out from 100 Thieves right now. See if Boom Crew can make their way. Once you get around this corner, this fight feels way better, especially with a Groot. They're going to force it here.
Yeah, they do have the Velocity already does have that. Velocity has that ultimate. Going to use it right away. Delina, though, trading with Vibrato. That's a massive pick to begin things. And Delina just getting free real estate in the back here. Shooting, poking. Going to try to take out the rocket. This would be a huge
Somebody
elimination.
look at him.
It is. Nobody is even taking notice as he's able to get 2 eliminations, make it 3, and make it 4 because he's going to close in here to finish it off.
Oh my God, I'm surprised he just went fully untouched during that entire fight. That's going to be something for Boom Crew to look back on and hurt there, but really well played from Delena. Still having all ultimates available too, except for Terra on the side of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, that's a good note. They built up a lot of ultimates for this next battle. I mean, you do have plenty of response. We're going to see ultimate fireworks come from both teams here in just a moment. Gamer going to SJP here, taking a look. We do have the device ready to give that 40%. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage through the strategist ults, and they don't even have anything for the defense. Noodle well behind here on the protection, whereas Harvey has his ready to go. That's going to make a huge impact.
BRB going to be popped there from SJP as well. The defense is going well. Here we go. Galactic Legend popped.
Yeah, Harvey able to back out there, and the Legend, nice use of not using the ultimate there because they wanted to avoid the big meatball there. He went invisible and hid, and now they have it to this next fight coming up, and there it is right away. We've got just a massive wombo combo. Terra going right into the group, getting 2 down, and the 2 are the duelists, so the momentum is going to stop in terms of damage here, and the tanks are going to fold as that beautiful wall from Vinny that shuts down the strategist from healing those vanguards.
Dude, I just don't. What do you do about Terra? Like, what do you do when you're getting 2-shot domed by this guy and you just have no fighting chance? I mean, him and Vinny have combined so flawlessly today on the Kraken Impact and the Strangling Prison combos.
And you can't ban it because everybody likes to play it, right?
Exactly.
Vibrato needs to play their Kraken, and they, at the end of the day, believe that they're going to be the better player on Winter Soldier right now, though that is definitely all Terra, as we have Noodle pushing in. Noodle's going to definitely at least have some more to commit here. Vibrato going to have that Kraken impact, but it just Delina having his way. I mean, it was tough on Midtown a bit, but beautiful, solid eliminations in the back line.
I mean, it seems like 100 Thieves have just woken up a little bit. A beautiful dance with the butterfly on the backline. They had no idea, and they lose another double to Delena. He'll fall, but go BRB, and come right back. You got the shutdown from 100 Thieves. There is no contest on this map, Cozy.
I'm telling you, this is another home court. They're all home courts almost.
They're all home court.
They took this personally, though. That last, they like, you know what? No one gets 3 points on us to open up a match here, and so they were able to turn things around quickly. Again, adjust. Good teams do it here, and Delena getting that poke damage yet again. And look at all the ultimates ready. TTK can just open up immediately with that meteor, and Harvey has protection right away, which is bound to be use against maybe Fraud here if they don't combine it with the meteor imp from Boom Crew.
They're trying to keep pressure on Delena, who is on the upper right of the put point, and now they actually move Fraud up there to keep pressure. He has the Galactic Legend available. They're just waiting to pull the trigger here until they can find a good angle. It looks like it's just going to be another push.
We have 2 meteor imps going up. Which was going? Oh, it's just the first one, and it's going to hit the rocket. That's a massive trade there. Now, Vibrato able to get down to Lina. Terra is trading with Monster. This is going to be right now momentum for Boom Crew. Can they finish off the deal? We have the prison going in, putting him in the room there, and the legendary getting down at Terra and forcing some awkward play here, having everybody just having a party in this room. Everybody's invited. Vinny goes down, and without even the response, because the forced pressure, they got the first point.
Oh, man, you were just saying, well, nobody gets them twice in a row. Nobody gets 3 points twice in a row. Well, we at least got one on this second map. And Boom Crew are pushing 100 Thieves. They will be low on time, so they definitely need to be very proactive with these next pushes.
That was like the same thing as Midtown. We saw 100 Thieves do really well at that first point, and then just the immediate trade right after. Honestly, Fraud does well there. And once they can get around Delina, is kind of when they can get their identity and get the team rolling. But Delina, that constant force, and all the strategists focusing, keeping them up, ready to go. Delina getting that pressure on Groot right away. And look, we've got a swap over. Fraud's going Psylocke for the second part of the map.
I like it. Hey, go ahead and bring a little bit of their own medicine. As they're trying to find now the Kraken impact resets on this fight. Get the start off with the Groot walls coming in. Nice little pull there in the middle of it all. They actually end up taking down Monster. So big front line down and maybe a little bit of reset as now 100 Thieves back away after that initial pick.
Yeah, they have to. They do have the BRB device. They both use it at this point. Shields up for Harvey, giving them plenty of room to fight. And there it is, the elimination of Velocity. Psylocke pick up where they left off. TTK finishing up as well, and 100 Thieves going to win that fight pretty substantially. TTK keeping that Meteor M, but we have plenty in the tank here for Boom Crew. They've got a lot of ultimates coming up here.
Just wondering, what do you do about this 1-2 punch of Terra and Delena? You have so much skill from the front, and you have Delena just picking you apart behind you every single time. And Boom Crew just not having a real response just yet. They're going to try to get the push up here. You have to think that it's going to be difficult unless they expend some of these ultis.
Yeah, and I got to say, the highlight right now is just the way Invisible Woman. I mean, it's oftentimes undernoticed, but the way he's able to conserve the ult, always having it, by Vibrato saying no to Vinny, taking down the tree. TTK as well. Vinny is going to get that BRB device, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit of a walk back for the Magneto. They're going in immediately, full aggression. Here it goes. Can they capitalize? They're putting it all. Monster throwing down the ultimate. Vibrato capitalizing. Fraud taking down Vinny, and they're going to get this second point.
Oh, my God. They just fully wiped them there in that corner. It was a beautiful strangling prison for Vinny. And being able to just lock them down for so long, 100 Thieves will give up that next point and have to go to this third phase to really hold them off.
History repeating itself. They get them down to 10 seconds or below, and then bam, they get the next point. And this has happened over and over. 1:30, though. This is where it's going to be made up massively. Can they get another 3-pointer on 100 Thieves? The favorites going into this tournament that made it the last winners of the previous MRC. As we have Magneto putting pressure, has that Meteor ready. Look at the entire 100 Thieves roster with their ultimates practically there. And Delena not needing it as they take down Felicity. That is going to be the BRB device as well. And so that's a massive hit.
They're trying to get the resets now. Dance with the Butterfly coming in too to try to get some of these pickoff kills. Meteor M isn't going to get the kill, but he'll get it himself. They actually have a really nice push, but they need to deal with Delena over on the side here. The push is still there and present as Velocity is in a 1v1. It gets the kill. Rocket Raccoon, the menace.
Yeah, that was great there. I mean, definitely using a lot in their tank, though, and now 100 Thieves only has to use the Guambo combo. We've seen SJP using Rocket's ult there. Don't love that use. They kind of already had it set in stone there just with the Groot and the Bucky, but you know what? That's okay. The ult does build back pretty fast. They have Harvey unlocked. Both teams now using pretty much all they had in the tank, but Harvey can have that massive advantage here in strategist yet again, but that's going to help protect him from that Kraken impact here.
And keep them away from these resets, but I will say Boom Crew are locked and ready to go. They are missing a couple of their supportive, but they do still have the Integral Prison, at least Strangling Prison there that they utilize to start things off as well. 100 Thieves backing off really nicely, showing some reservation here, but Vibrato coming in, and he's looking for the resets on that Kraken impact, trying to get some more here. He has another utilization, but just trying to find an angle through that boundary. Now comes up and over, gets one hit onto them, but he can't get the kill reset, and 100 Thieves again defending, but losing ground.
Yeah, and that's huge patience from 100 Thieves and the Kraken there from Vibrato, but they were able to get the kills, the elimination. The CK getting an elimination. We have Terra taking it into his hands. As always, the Kraken Impact ready to go, taking down that BRB device, going for the next limb, and that's going to snowball it, and this is going to finish just like the first with the Terra snowball into the Vinny prison. And heck of an effort here, getting into about 2.5 points, right? Not the full 3, unfortunately, but a nice push there from Boom Crew.
Yeah, they got them as far as they could. Wait, the portal? It's gonna be not nearly enough, as 100 Thieves do lock it down in that final phase push. Really nice to see them shore things up. And again, the Terra Winter Soldier is just devastating in all of these matchups.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we used to call the highlights just really the Bucky Barnes show. That's what we've seen a lot of. But, you know, I did like Fraud there on Psylocke. I think Star-Lord is probably where I prefer him at. The problem is that once you finally deal with Delina, they just end up giving the heals. We've talked to SJP, and they said, okay, one duelist usually gets the love on the heals, and right now it does look like Delina's leaning that direction until Terra needs to do what he does best there. Listen, I don't want to take anything away. They just had the best push I've seen against 100 Thieves on what is one of their best maps.
And that's what's so crazy is all this comfort coming to bear, but it doesn't matter because Boom Crew are upsetting them a little bit. Now we still see 100 Thieves able to clean things up, but this is by far the most scrappy we've had to see 100 Thieves get, even since those invitationals. But I think on the side of 100 Thieves, it's so interesting. I mean, the stories that you get from this team, like the togetherness, the friendship, like that is so rare in esports in general. But also to hear their journey to that MRI, to finally all meet in person, and now these days and age, and especially in the MRC, having like a regularized practice schedule and having coaching going through it just ties everything so much more together.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree. I mean, they're not together for the MRC, which is so interesting compared to them being right there, ready to talk, you know, make plays on the fly, yell at somebody if they're not where they're supposed to be, right? As we are going to be prepping here for the offense here, and it seems like, you know what, the players are just going to be taking a little bit of a small break here. Getting that cardio going, the calories burnt here. But you know what, you did bring up a great point here, is that in general, when you look at the community that they've got built there in 100 Thieves and able to keep each other accountable, I don't know about you, but I'm able to talk to some of my best friends with the most, you know, love, but also, you know, encourage them, hey, we didn't do this great, you know, and critical feedback. 100 Thieves, though, looked solid there, but it was a nice point push in all from Boom Crew.
Yeah, and you wonder maybe some of that being away from each other, that communication falling a little bit there for 100 Thieves, but it's still something where the strategies are tried and true for them, and they've been able to pull things out, which honestly, in looking at esports teams in general, like I love to see scrappiness, even though maybe it's not the most clean gameplay. Like being able to at least hammer home the win is super important, but that's where you also have to laud a team like Boom Crew, who is like the quintessential MRC run here, trying to make it happen against one of the bigger teams.
Absolutely. And as the teams burn off some calories, ready to go, getting their nerves out, right? About to get back to the action. I want to highlight what you just said. I mean, essentially, great teams, yes, they win. It's awesome to see them just get victory after victory. But it's when they're starting to bend what that team looks like there and what their identity looks like, you know, all together. So was impressed with the overall switches and the team comps. We have very, very close mirroring here. Looks like on this first defense, we're going to have Fraud go to that Psylocke. You know, listen, we see kind of in all teams, there's one player that is the flexible duelist that can often go to multiple roles. And then we've got kind of the Hella, the Namor player, the locked and loaded. And for these teams, it's pretty obvious, you know, who's on each. What have you seen so far from Delina and Fraud so far in these two matchups?
I think Delina has definitely had the better angle a lot for these kind of back lane setups and trying to get the takedown on a lot of the strategists. It's been a lot of pressure as well provided. I mean, you've seen Delina kind of hanging back, waiting for those opportune moments to get the takedowns onto the strategists because they are focusing so heavily on that kind of front lane push. And as we end up seeing the way that they try to deal with Delina, Fraud has a lot to do with that, and I think trying to switch to the Psylocke, trying to match that pressure a little bit is important, and we're right back into it.
We are ready to go, guys. Drew just got off the line with him. He said he needed to get that leaf burnt off the diet as we go into it. Monster right away showing that that extra jogging helps him out as they take down Terra. And if you, just to catch you up here, we've got plenty of ultimates close to charging. Velocity here getting his ultimate ready to rock and roll. Harvey close, but that's going to be a major defense as the 100 Thieves is going to have to start cooking up some ultimate if they want to get through this heavy defense to start.
Yeah, I think this extra line setup here around the corner makes it so devastating. But now we see the Groot walls making a little bit of a difference here. We didn't actually get a push coming through as 100 Thieves trying to get this around the corner for that angle. Meteor of M used.
TTK just doesn't miss with these. Man, as I spoke, of course, it's the caster's curse. Yep, exactly. SJP, though, with the follow-up on the rocket, getting the elimination. Can we get a traded meatball here? This is going to be massive as Delina going with the follow-up, getting rid of the BRB, getting rid of Vibrato, and at this point, it is free real estate. They're going to have to force to back up. Delina's going to close in, though. Do we see the aggression? No, they're just going to be comfy here as they continue the push. Fraud is going to potentially think about trying to get in here to see if they want to do another fight. I think they're going to.
It's a little bit tough. They're going to portal in as well. I said Deleta's been looking for the backline axes. Well, he just went straight at them with that one. Here comes the portal right over the point. They're just going to flood in here and try to pick up as much as they can. Strangling Prison is going to be utilized, but that shielding is beautiful from 100 Thieves, and they're wiping the floor with Boom Crew.
I think that just highlights right there just how good Rocket's ultimate is. They open up, Monster open up with the Groodle. I mean, they had a huge advantage getting the team together, but all that 40% extra damage, you're just not able to compete with the finish there. Delina putting in maybe a message after that elimination. Couple extra bullets there. He doesn't mind wasting. Terra now with the stagger on Monster. And what a beautiful message from Delina.
Huge takedowns and a little bit of strutting of their stuff for 100 Thieves. Trying to make a little bit of a mental difference here in the actual gameplay. But now they are going to be around this corner. They still have a little while to push. They still need to get this around this corner and have that kind of long angle. But Boom Crew will have some answers with some of the long prawns that they have here to push out.
Yeah, I'm hoping Terra goes right away because Noodle's getting close to that ultimate, and it is going to make all the difference in the world here for this defense. Noodle clutch, getting that ultimate ready for this first fight, and he doesn't even need it. Vibrato with a huge claw on Terra, open with position there. We do have the BRB device. They're coming right back into the action here. Kraken Impact about to go in. TTK going in. Here it is. Meteor down, charged up, waiting, and it pops. Unable to land it down because they had to wait out all the Magneto bubble and protection here. And this is going to be close as Vinny's going in right away. We have Harvey's ultimate, Delina, the butterfly, taking down Magneto and trading massively at the end here.
Oh, they might just clean house here as well. That's another one down. And Vinny's just chasing them here as they're going to get the push onto the second phase. And now just a 3/4 push to go for 100 Thieves if they want to go 2-0 to start this series.
Yeah, I mean, I am Groot is making now everybody say you are also Groot after that ultimate. Beautiful collapse there, and great job from 100 Thieves. They did use everything in the tank there, and that's all right because they're able to get enough pressure. 4 minutes on the clock is a thing of beauty, and it is just continuing as we're seeing a Picasso masterpiece come from Terra in this series so far. 1 pop, 2 pops, make it 3, and down goes Boom Crew. They're going to have one last defense, but what did that do? It built up the ults.
I gotta ask what kind of paint they're giving this Picasso, because this man is just getting a masterpiece unaware of it. Might as well just call it a new Mona Lisa here, as Vibrato is trying to put some pressure to get back onto the point, but he gets pulled. He's in a lot of trouble now. He's going to pop the Kraken Impact, try to get resets for himself, and now the defense is nigh for Boom Crew.
Now you're hoping they can win this fight, but they had all the ultimates ready to go, but 100 Thieves, Terra doing what they do best to close out the match, and we've got plenty of pressure. Fraud trying to get something going, but bouncing from person to person, unable to get one eliminated there, as it's now just going to snowball into it. We have both invisible boundaries popping. It's the fireworks. Every ultimate, every color you want to see is on your screen as Terra taking out Vibrato and continuing what he does without the ultimates. Delina going in, trying to get the Venom. We've got the Dancing Butterflies going right away, activating, get the takes down, Magneto down, and here's the final Venom getting out, and it's going to be a little too late as 100 Thieves picks up the second set.
Dancing all over them there. The flight of the butterflies looks mighty beautiful, and 100 Thieves realize their potential. Get that really lengthy push, right? They still had 3 minutes left almost on that one. A very efficient second map from 100 Thieves, even after losing those couple points to that first push by Boom Crew.
Yeah, I'll say 4 minutes. That's about as good as you get on that map. I mean, that's all the time in the world. We see Harvey with the MVP celebrating with the husband of Mr. Fantastic. Pretty much the only Mr. Fantastic we might see in this tournament. Taking a look.
Sad.
Absolutely. Now, they only need one more game here to clean up and get the BO5. But we look and Terra, again, doing what Terra does. But I want to highlight some of the other players here. Just look at how well Vinny does on Groot. I mean, 47, 31,000. I mean, if I could have a Vinny on my team every time, I would happily welcome it.
I absolutely would. I think Groot can be such an underlying factor. Even though you see the walls under time all the time, it's all about the space that he provides. I think Vinny has done an excellent job today, but also for 100 Thieves in general in that spacing, because TTK, he's the guy that's slam dunking it down a lot of the times on the Magneto, but you need that spatial awareness and that spatial setup for these plays that 100 Thieves are going for. So a very strong undercurrent for the team.
Yeah, they call them team fights. I think they just, 100 Thieves calls them, symphonies of chaos. Let's go to check out some of those symphonies right now and take a look at the highlights of the map we just watched. What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are now on round 3. The first 2 going to 100 Thieves, and a lot of it has to do with the Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. Listen, he doesn't just shoot once. He makes sure you never forget it. And, Mazel, it's one thing to say just ban the Bucky, but then you've got Delina on the Hela. Yeah, you got to try. That's what makes this team so great is everybody is elite in a role, and so there's just not one thing you can focus ban.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You just don't want to see that Hela. I'm telling you, if you haven't experienced it, you don't want to. I don't know. You just don't want to give this over. But now we're starting to see that, like, Terra's Bucky is terrifying. And even when you're always taking Bucky into it, it just seems he's that much better for it. But now we're getting into this 3rd round of this matchup. 100 Thieves could take this win here if they get this domination map under tow. But we see that Hela ban immediately by Boom Crew.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I'll just take more of it. I know the Terra is obviously terrifying, as you said. And again, it's not just when he does the ult. It's not like how many eliminations he gets. It's how many times can you survive it. Like, there's just so much that he pumps at you. And I would actually say this is where we see Terra play a lot of Wolverine. So it'd be interesting to see if he does end up going that direction. You can see Fraud right away wants to go into a Namor pick, which I think would actually be a pretty good counter strategy. They're going with a save on Loki, though. So we could see a potential triple Vanguard. Doesn't look like it from what they've picked so far, but that could be an interesting first pick in the Groot ban as well.
Yeah, they're just gonna not deal with that. They say, we didn't like facing off against Vinny's Groot. So taking that one down and maybe changing up some of this frontline setup for both teams, because both of them were utilizing Groot very heavily.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Monster played a terrific job on Groot. I guess they don't want to deal with that combination that they've seen between the two. If you can't get rid of Bucky, might as well get rid of one of them. And they
take all the pieces away from Bucky.
Yeah, and this is the homework coming into play because they got rid of Groot, what's Monster plays. But you know what? They focused. They're going to try to play a little strange on us too, and they're going to shut that down as we see now Vinny flexing into that thing. We saw a lot of that in the Invitational. And look at Delina going right to Namor, and kind of surprised Terra's going to stay with Winter. We saw a lot of Wolverine here, but the matchup calls for it. This is going to be a great pick for them. Oh, look at that. All right,
we might get it. Yep, there you go. The Thing Wolverine combo. I'm a big fan of Thing ever since he's released. I don't know about you. Not only the kind of meta that he's been able to add to the roster here in competitive, but just in general, it feels like he's a very fun addition to the game with the space he's providing, that kind of unmovable presence, which is so unique.
Yeah, listen, I gotta agree. Thing has been a great. I love when new heroes come out and they make an instant impact. We've seen some, immediately in the meta. Some have to settle in a bit more. But I love just how much I've seen this team because I had a feeling that I've seen what Terra has done. I'm telling you, it's claws out, brains off. Wolverine's taking everyone for a ride. I mean, he does such a good job on Wolf, and this is Wolverine's map. Obviously not this specific one they're about to go into, but the other two, there's so much environmental eliminations that can happen, giving so much confidence and trade value with Wolf.
Now, do you think they got a chance to practice this throw in real life when they got to be together?
Oh, yeah. That throw can be so wonky at times, and you love to see it. I mean, they probably did that outside of the game, too, just to really become
that's what
one
I'm saying. They pick
it.
each other up and throw each other. It's the team bonding exercises.
I think Vinny could pull it off here as we're going right to the fight, and right away, we've got Boom Crew here in the low ground, 100 Thieves on the high ground, and it's going to be a tough fight here if we do have Terra focusing on that Magneto right away to get things going. And there it is. He's going for the thing to get things, trying to start off in the right foot. And we've got the Loki and the Lanterns down immediately. That's a fast ability and an important one. Popping that cooldown early as we've got the instant trace, instant fight. It is going to be a boxing match in the middle. Terra not getting that first kidnap, which is going to be huge.
Yeah, that's a big difference maker right there as well. He's going to try to skirt around the corner. The things are doing their job, though, keeping these front lines different. And now we're going to have everything coming down. The last stand is utilized there as well. We'll see what Harvey wants to pull off here as now we have the dancing in the middle, the dancing on the point, and 100 Thieves are trying to get these shutdowns. Here comes the Kraken Impact as well. The push off the wall, and Vibrato's got a little bit of a reset here.
Yeah, hello, push, and hello, fate of both worlds. Great job there with the damage switch. TTK took an early death, but they're going to see if they're able to regain momentum here. The point is to nobody to highlight. That's a massive thing to notice as Noodle pops. Fate of both worlds, keeping everybody alive. You're seeing 100 Thieves be patient with their ultimates, keeping everything up, waiting for the exact opportunity. Clobbering time about to be ready for Monster. He's going to set up a huge meteor potential. We've seen this combo before. It does not land, but it does take out Terra. An important pick there to get things going. SJP, though, trading with Monster. That's a massive momentum swing. Can they continue to push?
I don't know if they can get the damage done there. The Meteor of him going through. They're both utilizing the space so well. Delena has been popping shots here. There he goes. Gets a couple takedowns for himself. And 100 Thieves take the point holistically. And they'll use this offset pressure to keep Boom Crew in their spawn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Harvey did have to use that ultimate to get the finish off there. Delena doing what they do best, being able to just find that cheeky spot. And when you have the turrets to help you out, it's even worse. And we've seen a lot of combo with Luna and Namor in their ultimates, but he doesn't even need it there as they're putting a lot of pressure early. But Boom Crew's going to have that inverse kind of ultimate. When you get the point first, the momentum goes your way heavily in terms of the ultimate battle. And right away, we've got the grand finale starting up, and a lot of kidnapping coming from Terra. Claws out, and it's ready to go. Immediately, SJP trying to keep everybody up, doing a nice job. Velocity doing the same here, and Terra just looking for that snipe, looking for that kidnap. And right now, things are at bay. No trades yet, but here's the whale. The damage boost. And no connection, but there's the kidnap.
He just kidnapped and threw him off the edge there. Now Terra can run rampant here, looking for more though, but really nice offsets by Boom Crew, utilizing this space that Fraud has been generating, but they're being pushed on. It's so difficult to stop this dual Luna ulti, and it's just so long of pressure they can provide, but here they go to push back on.
Yeah, you're able to build up a lot of ultimate charge in the Luna ult as well. Good job for them just to wait it out and reset here as we have plenty of ultimates to go and set up the fight immediately. The kidnap, he's going to trade the value full. Forget about it. We'll both go down. But Monster does trade with Vinny. And right now, I got to say the thing for Monster is going to be a bit of an edge there on Vinny. And taking out TTK, both Vanguards going down. And we know that obviously we just saw Terra go off the map. And this point is going to be Boom Crew's for a nice reset.
Really nicely done, and honestly, Monster playing within an inch of his life there at least, but being able to have the difference maker being that frontline access for the entirety of Boom Crew. I really like the duality we're seeing from the same picks coming through for both sides, and we also see Koodle Noodle does have that ulti ready to go. They're going to push over on 100 Thieves' left side advance.
Oh my goodness. I mean, both teams are going to have all the ultimates here. Good trades. This is a really tough... You know, they did their homework. Terra's going to have a tough time here. When you have Thing and Magneto as the two Vanguards, those are two tanks that are just great at shutting down Wolverine because he can't move, and then you've got the shields of protection there. That was massive, and he's going to really have to find his footing. That's why we saw him go after the Duelist earlier in the Winter Soldier. Delina, though, doing these off angles, and it's paying off massively. Monster going down. He notices his fraud up top there. Doesn't want to use the bubble yet. Using it now. Throwing the turrets behind him. Giving that pressure behind. Getting rid of those turrets in advance. Has the whale ready to go. Gonna look for the combo here. Here's the damage switch. Here's the whale. And it's not gonna get any connection, and Fraud will trade with Harvey.
That's really rough to not get anything in there, but Deletta still keeping an angle. Terra able to get 2 shutdowns there as well. They're able to clean up a little bit more. Deletta has kept the angle while Terra has been the distraction. And it's been really nice to see how they pull off this on this domination map.
Yeah, great job for Terra using that ultimate and getting value there. He just turned that fight into a vertical massacre. I mean, he did a good job there just making sure that he could get the value needed, even with the whale not getting that connection. Surprised it didn't. They timed it perfectly with the whale, but unable to get that pop that they look for there and drown their enemies. Terra now trying to get that early kidnap. Can he get it going? He does get some nice pressure early on Monster. Harvey forced to pop that ultimate now nice and early. TCK gonna look to get the meteor in. Vinny now trading with Monster.
Does end up getting that trade back. That's really massive because you're missing that big front line. I will say Vibrato has been sitting on this crack and impact. He's trying to go for it now, but I don't think he can get it off just in time or get those resets here. He's struggling to lay down the damage with those supportive ults.
Yeah, right now they're just trying to get this recap going. They've used a lot of the abilities they need. Bubble's already out. They're going to look to get this Magneto down early. Terra's going to go for the early elimination. SJP popping. Fate of both worlds going to give him plenty of pressure. Here comes the whale. The trade. And yet again, able to survive it. That's massive. But here comes the Wolverine ultimate in turn. Can he get the kidnap? He does. Pulls him away and starts chopping out the bit. There's the meteor. Oh my goodness, Terra shutting down the sky.
He gets him mid-air. Goes for the last stand. Oh my goodness! Terra has just shown them how it's done. He separates the rest of the team, and now Boom Crew, they're losing faith and they're losing ability to stay in this series.
What a way to go out. Wolverine Terra just going off the edge there, and most importantly, putting that pressure for the overtime, getting him off the point. I mean, just that trade on the Magneto was so stinking cool. Love to see it again. That's not a grapple. It's a wild ride to the ground, and he did a great job there. Fantastic job.
What can he do? What can't this man do? It's actually so impressive. It's been obviously these guys are well known in the scene as of now after winning that invitational, but also showing some great strength. But they just keep leveling up, man. They keep finding domination. I think this run could be won all the way to the very end for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, again, they're the team to beat, right? Everybody has 100 Thieves circled on their calendar. They don't want to play them first. Obviously, that is going to be a tough draw for Boom Crew. I will say, though, Boom Crew has played tremendously against this team. And even on that point, they did a good job. They traded well. We've seen 100 Thieves completely just roll over some other top teams, and so they've done a great job to give them a fight to remember at the very least here. Harvey ready to go with the ultimate early in this fight, and right now, nothing for Boom.
I mean, the amount of Fate of Two Worlds that we've seen in this singular round has been absolutely insane, and it is not going to give up anytime soon. Probably double ultis on both sides as well. We're going to see them actually move into this point here, both from the same side, being now transitioning over to the actual point itself. This one's so tricky, though, with the odd angles. We're going to see actually moving together our Boom Crew.
Here comes the whale combo right away. Delina's about to get their ultimate. I know Harvey's just waiting for that copy here in the early pressure. Now they're getting Fraud nice and healed up, and this is probably going to be the beginning. There it is. And let's see if we get the Fate of both worlds. He's saving onto it here for just a second, waiting for the opportune time, waiting for that, and there it is.
There it is.
Popped. We've got the healing going, so the pressure's on, and there's the damage swap. Finally, the connection there they've been looking for. They did get an important pick there, and Noodle going down. Fraud to trade. Bubble. Perfect timing on abilities there from Delina, just punishing this team and drowning them in his wake.
Dude, he is flying all over the place and dodging everything. Gets the picks there initially as well onto Koodle Noodle on the backline, just enabling that continued push. And now they get the steal away, the takeaway. They take down yet another big piece to the puzzle for Boom Crew. Look at this pressure that 100 Thieves are having. They do not want to give this one quietly. They are one round away from taking the series.
They took Midtown so personally, and you could feel it here as they're continuing to push that team into the spawn. They have every ultimate up to grabs. They get to pick the combo they want. They don't need an SJP with the early snipe and the response to the Kraken impact. Everybody now struggling. Terra doing what he does best here. Slicing, dicing. Who needs Winter Soldier when you've got the claws? And my gosh, does Terra have it? Look at that. They are pushed up to the berry point.
Those claws are made out of adamantium. You better respect it. He is shredding them to pieces, and he just makes it look so good. He's been able to find so many takeaways from this front line. Now Boom Crew desperate to try to make a push here. They still have a little bit less than 50% to go until 100 Thieves take it. So they're going to push very hard. They have the fate of 2 worlds here too.
I mean, just the disrespect here. We do have the whale in return. We just saw it from the Luna. Here comes the other whale on the damage. And without the boost right away, we do, or Harvey helping that boost there on velocity. That's going to be an important pick here before the lanterns come down. Opening up with the meteor ram. Here comes the ball from the space. Can he get the connection? No! As TTK trying to survive, goes up with the meteor ram, going for a quick crash down. And bam! Comes the double elimination.
A little bit of a dunk action here coming from 100 Thieves. Must have been practicing while they were here at the compound in LA. And now they're pushing Boom Crew right out of it. 10% to go. Desperation. It reeks of it for Boom Crew.
My goodness, what a way to finish off as Terra just using the ultimate for complete disrespect. The Lina on top. They're trying to touch. They've got the Venom. It's not enough. The symbiote falls short. And so does Boom Crew. Valiant effort, but they finally go down 3-0 in the series, and 100 Thieves is going to advance the likely story that we saw, and want to give a tip of the cap to Boom Crew as we look at the stats.
Exactly that. I think it was very telling that they did end up earning some respect from 100 Thieves throughout that series. Yes, they weren't able to take a round win, and 100 Thieves are still undefeated in that run in the upper bracket, but it still made them sweat a little bit. Now, it is not all over for Boom Crew. They will be knocked down to that lower bracket and try to make that lower bracket run with some tough teams down there as well. But with a performance like this, you got to expect them to give a run to anybody they come up against.
Yeah, look at Harvey and the eliminations he just had there. Pretty interesting. They went with the group ban over the Luna there because we've seen that Luna and Namor combo. Again, it's easier said than done. There's plenty of things that you wish you could do and go back. And again, with 100 Thieves, to pick up where we left off, the synergy is impeccable. Looks like they're playing similar to what you've seen. If you guys saw a lot of Bucky, you saw a lot of Wolverine, it's expected when you look at the top team play, and we could see some more interesting picks as we continue to go in to these other matches, guys. Great match there. Again, tip of the cap to Boom Crew. Let's go and take a look at the highlights and see it all back.